So day 9 of the Incredible Goal Diggers training, and yesterday we heard from Lindsay McGuire with some and Jesse with some amazing tips on inviting and how to follow through with conversations and making great connections with people as a consultant. And that's where the rubber meets the road, actually asking people every day to join you, literally asking people every day to join you for the BizOp or for a challenge. That's the key to this business, and of course, being an example ourselves. So here we are, and that means showing up every day and on social media and stuff, and staying engaged. It's so key to this business, is just staying consistent and not leaving your field, as we call it. You put some water out, or you plant some seeds out there, and you water it a little bit, and then if you leave, boom, your seeds are dried up and dead, and they go away if you go away. So showing up every day over the long term and doing this consistently is key. This morning we have for day 9 a very important training that Lisa Burdick, our oops, I just forgot. Somebody's probably going to edify Lisa, so I won't take that. Sorry, Lisa. Who is that?
Lindsay McGuire, or Lindsay Cheatham.
Lindsay Cheatham. Okay, great. So I'm going to hand it over to Lindsay Cheatham right now to introduce Lisa Burdick.
All right. Hey, guys. And just like Joe said, way to go for being here, especially on a holiday weekend. I have the privilege today of introducing Lisa Burdick, who just so happens to be one of the sweetest people I know, most loving and genuine and kind and giving. And I know she introduced me earlier this week, and we've happened to know each other before Beachbody, and I just love her to pieces. She always has great advice and someone to go to, such a pearl loving person. So she is a busy mom. She's got 2 teenage boys that are involved in a lot, and she's married, and she's a part-time registered nurse. She is a 2-star diamond coach, and she's a Success Club all-star legend. I got to walk the summit stage with her, which was such an awesome experience. And she's obviously the winner of the Team Aspire Generosity and Love Award. There's no question about that. And she is the founder of her team, Team Pursuit, with 600 people in her downline. So she's going to talk to you guys, like Joe said, about the leadership ladder. This is a very important topic, and I can't wait to learn more from you.
Thanks, Lindsay. I love your hair, by the way.
Oh my gosh, thanks.
And congratulations to you and your whole team for your bodybuilding competition this last weekend. It was pretty amazing.
Thank you.
Good job. Yeah, it's an honor to be here again. This is really cool. It is early on Monday on a holiday, so great job showing up, everybody. And yes, I've been a coach here since 2013 with Lindsay, and we've done a lot in this business, and I've witnessed her grow, and it's been a lot of fun. So I'm excited to talk about this. I'm going to screen share. Let's see here. I think this will work for me. Okay, Joe, can you see that? Can you guys see that, Joe? Yeah? Okay. Okay.
I muted myself, so yes, I can see it.
I'm trying to read your lips under your hand.
Yeah.
Okay. So I got a lot of this information from our back office last night. I was reviewing the leadership ladder in a little bit more detail, and I'll teach you how to get back there for those that don't know how to get back to the office to find what we'll be talking about. But I had posted a video from Michael Niemand, which was a short video, but Melanie Mitro also has an amazing video about the leadership ladder that she did at Summit. I think it was last year because it was a country theme. So this is pretty much taken from what she said. I just watched it, took notes, and put it into a slideshow. So hopefully it all comes out the way I want it to, because I really can't compete with Melanie Mitro. If people don't know her, she's a top coach. So I'm going to get myself out of the way here so I can see this. Okay, so pretty much leadership ladder is raising the bar. Oops, sorry, I already started. I don't want to do that. Let me get out of that, excuse me, sorry. Can't see where my thing is to get this out. Okay, let me do the next slide. And when Melody was talking about this, she's pretty much saying that if you follow this leadership ladder, you're going to take your business from ordinary to extraordinary. And for those that haven't looked at leadership ladder yet, I did put a picture of this in our Gold Leaguers page, and it's pretty amazing. They just came out with this about a year ago. And this really shows you, as you're trying to grow your business, how to build an amazing foundation. Instead of just knowing about rank, which is great, you know the different ranks, you know how many coaches you need to get there. It's more than just that, because you can build rank, but then not really have a team underneath you. So this really shows you how to do that. So for those that have never seen this, I'll explain this real quick, but I'll be referencing this throughout the whole call. And when you first start out, you're a business starter. So commissions or 100 BP, which is bonus points. They call it bonus points, but that just means commissions. That means you make that per month. You want to hit Success Club 5. You can see that across the board every month. The highest paid rank in the business starter is coach. And then you can see as you go up, there's a team builder. And that's pretty much when you hit Emerald, Ruby. And then you're supposed to be making about $250 in commissions per month. Your Emerald. And then the PS with 1 plus Success Club point means that you have one personally sponsored coach that has, you have personally sponsored coaches that have at least 1 Success Club point. So that will total that up there. So for the team builder, you need to have at least 2 coaches that have made at least success or have had 1 point on the board. And then your week leg volume, because that's a huge factor in making sure you benefit from the team cycle bonus. The week leg volume needs to be 200. Now I thought that was like per week, but they actually calculate this per month, and I'll show you that too. But so your week leg volume for a whole month has to be at least 200. And then as you go up, you can see you have to have more for each rung. So with in the diamond, you have to make about $1,000 commission. You need to be Success Club 5 if you're a diamond and above. You have 4 personally sponsored coaches that have at least 1 Success Club point, and your week volume on that left leg or the right leg, whatever weak leg you have, has to total at least 5,000 for the whole month, and so on and so forth. So you can see that going up the rung. So just look at this as a ladder, and you're going up the rungs. So I want to make sure people saw this. So when I'm talking to you about, you hear me say team builder and team leader throughout this presentation, that you know what I'm talking about. But hopefully you have this in front of you too, because I don't want to have to keep going back through the slides to reference it. But this is what I'm talking about right here. So for those that don't know how to find this leadership ladder in your COO, and for those that don't know, COO is Coach Online Office. I know someone said that a few times to one of my coaches before, and they didn't know what that meant. So I have to make sure I explain the Coach Online Office is your COO. So you log into your Coach Online Office, you go to your news and training tab, you scroll down to training, and then to the left of the screen, you click on the leadership ladder. And there's a ton of information there, more than I could even put on these slides, for you to go back and review, use that third-party resource to really understand this. And this is really important. So this is an example of where you can find your benchmarks. So when you open up your Coach Online Office, you see that Success Club thing right in the middle. This is what you'll see. And usually the Success Club tab at the top is the one that opens up right away. But the new leadership ladder is off to your right. And hopefully you can see that because I'm moving this around. But the leadership ladder is the top right tab. So you go on there and you can see it keeps track of what you did last month and what you're doing this month. So you know if you're gonna be hitting that new rung in your ladder, if that's your goal with the business. So I love how they did that. It's so easily accessible. So what are the advantages of using this ladder? This helps us put our blinders on and look down and say, if I want to be making X amount of money, then I need to be doing these behaviors in my business. It gives you a clear roadmap on how to move your business forward and really create sustainability and income, because that is truly what we are all here for. It helps us recognize gaps in our business. So for example, if you're Emerald, trying to achieve, well, the first one's Ruby, but if you're trying to achieve Diamond, you have to look at the benchmarks, and you know you have to do X, Y, Z, and then you don't want to leave off one of those benchmarks because it leaves a gap, and then you won't obtain that next rung in your progress. The leadership ladder gives you a strategy. It helps you look at your biz and say, okay, where do I need to go from here? So once you master the 4 vitals, which is now recognition as a 4th vital, how do I continue to ensure I'm growing my business? And that also helps set tangible and quantifiable goals. You can go down the benchmark goals and check them off, and then you can clearly paint a picture of where you're going, but also think about how you can use it for your team, which is huge. This is so exciting. I can't wait to put this presentation on for my own team, on my team call. So this is one thing we have to understand too. We all know how to get to Emerald. You just need 2 coaches. But signing up product consumers may build your rank, but it does not build your stability. So what does this mean? It means that anyone can get to Emerald by signing up your spouse, your family, your friends. But that doesn't mean you're creating stability in your organization. It just means you get sponsored 2 people who are loyal Shakeology customers, unless maybe you did sign up a Rockstar coach when you first signed up, but they are not themselves engaged in enrolling activity. So you really aren't creating income at this point. So when you're looking at this ladder, you want to take the foundation of Emerald and say, okay, I want to build a foundation that's built of rock, not on sand. We want to help our coaches get to diamond and to decorate that with the volume, the income, and the Success Club points, because those are all the benchmarks to get to that next rung. So achieving diamond rank is a great milestone. It's the first big step into leadership, but the recognition only lasts a few minutes. What is going to last for the long haul is what is being deposited into your bank account. That paycheck that helps you achieve your financial dreams and goals and helps prepare for the future. This ladder takes it and makes it more than just rank and helps you build your future. And I do love this because, like I said, we didn't have this when we first started. So I love looking at it and seeing where I'm doing great and seeing where I'm not doing so great. It's a nice overview, a real quick overview. So people are saying, now you get to diamond, now what? So are you consistent with reaching and maintaining your goals? And I thought this was a really cool stat. This is the average monthly earning of coaches who consistently perform at the team leader rung of the leadership ladder. So they make approximately about $2,400 a month. So if you're consistent, that's the big thing. That's why I made that in bold and I italicized it. It's all about consistency. We hear about that a lot during all these calls and all the training, but it's so true. So that's a lot of money for a household, even $400 a month, $500 a month is huge. But if you're willing to wanting to grow a business, you can follow this leadership ladder. And if you're consistent, you can make that per month. So they're saying once you get to diamond, now what do you do? Well, you just go back to what you learned as your emerald and you focus on the mastery of the skills in the team builder category. You need to start recruiting more. You need to expand your market. You need to understand social media. So she was saying that, of course, I've said this too to all my coaches, understanding social media, just pick one. When you first start out, there are so many different social media avenues. And now there's even Snapchat, which is awesome. But you have to just focus on one and be a master at that one and then go from there. So don't get overwhelmed with all the other social media sites. Just focus on one. And Facebook, it's still the most popular and has the most viewers. So that's a good one to start with. And then you want to dominate the invite process. And then she also said that if your coaches talk about earning income, show them this ladder, and because it paints that picture of each step it's going to take for them to build that income. And then if you have someone that comes on that says they want to go balls to the wall, they're turbocharged, tell them then that it's not Success Club 5 that they need to hit every month, but it's Success Club 10.
Right.
And then you don't want to recruit just one coach or two coaches, but you want to be recruiting 3 or 4 coaches a month. Those are for the coaches that come in turbocharged. They're those Ruby personalities that are just ready to go. But yeah, like I said, you need to just review what you do as an Emerald coach and just keep doing that as you're growing your team. And this is always, this is impounded into our brains. The speed of the leader is the speed of the pack. So if you want your team to run, you have to be out front running and they will just follow. So if you're doing the do, then they will see that you're doing it and they will do it, hopefully too. All right, in this, there is no secret sauce. There isn't. I mean, pretty much it's truly about building relationships, connecting with new people daily, following up, fortunes in the follow-up, creating a supportive team environment. But remember, it's more than just a Success Club point. You're changing lives. So you have to make sure we work on those relationships. Okay, so for diamond coaches, this is the next rung in the ladder. You push the envelope and step outside your comfort zone more. You have to think like a business owner if you want to create a sustainable long-term income. You'll hear those words throughout this whole presentation. As diamond coaches, you should be able to hold your own business opportunity calls. You shouldn't have to depend on your upline, but that's great if you do it all as a team, because that's what we do. But I have one of my coaches that loves to do them now, which is awesome. It's fun watching your team grow. You want to communicate with your team and keep them motivated. You want to host team calls. You understand the strategy of your business. You want to focus on your downline. You can go in your downline in your back office, and you can see who's doing what. You can see all your Success Scope point earners. You can see so many details back there. It's so easy as you grow your business to really focus in on those that are working the business. But you just have to remember to lead with integrity, heart, and hustle. So now it's time to ask yourself, as a leader, you always want to self-evaluate. One thing that she says is that, pretend you're somebody that doesn't know who you are. Go to your own wall and see, hey, you know what? I have a few questions. Let me just, here. Think about, do I look interesting? Am I sharing or selling on my wall? Do I make enough posts that are so interesting enough that people want to join me on my team? Am I being authentic, or I'm just doing, clip art or copying and pasting pictures of other stuff? So you want to evaluate yourself and look to see if you're creating that environment that people would want to work with you. Are you doing your monthly Coach Basics? Some people have the Coach Basics. I know Lindsay McGuire does her own, but we also have our Emerald Factory. That's a 2-week training that is great that all the coaches on the team have put together. Are you hosting business opportunity calls? Are you getting new coaches started right, which is huge in this business? Are you creating systems to duplicate for success? Are you understanding your organization? And you have to remember that what you do now determines your future success. So as you're moving up the ladder rungs, are you doing activities that a team leader should do? Like I said, maintain consistency. You have to remember this ladder is dynamic. So just because you hit one rung doesn't mean you can't go back down. It's happened to me. So if you hit high rung, you just have to maintain that. If you're not being consistent, you're gonna be bumped back down. I mean, that's the worst feeling because it really smacks you in the face. But it just proves to you that you are not doing what you need to be doing if you wanna grow your business. Are you checking and balancing for stability? And are you creating that strategic plan for the next steps? So pretty much, you build a solid foundation on the lower rungs, so you have an organization that is successful and thriving. If you really want a future that's with sustainability, a future success and growth, embrace this ladder, take it back to your team, train them, share it, make it a part of everything you do. Because if you build that on the lower rungs, when you get up higher, it will be so much easier. And I think that's pretty much it.
Awesome. Thank you so much, Lisa. And we're going to open this one up for questions. And, this is great. I know, and this is so important, like Lisa said in here multiple times, this is how you build a sustainable income. So one thing that, so thank you very much, Lisa. Great job in getting a basic understanding. Let me ask people by a show of hands, how many people had no idea before we started what the leadership ladder is really about? Okay, do you have a better understanding of what it is now? Okay, so I want to show you something on a screen share so we can put this into perspective. And I want to, Lisa, is your screen share off? Yeah, it is. Okay, so here's the thing, right here on this that Lisa showed. I want to point out that our very own Tina Gonzalez is, I think, probably one of, a couple hundred that has made the executive leader position. Just so you know, that's dang impressive. That means she has an incredible organization on her right and left legs and has deep legs. So when we talk about teams like, Lisa Burdick's teams and Lisa stretching to Sarah Mihailo, stretching to Lindsay McGuire, stretching to Julene Woods, to Rebecca Dalton, that is depth. This is what we're building with the leadership ladder on this volume, okay? This, and whether you have a right leg and a left leg is so important. And your weak leg is your leg that doesn't have the volume. We have a couple, I think I've reached org leader once, and here's the big thing that makes a difference for people. We have a lot of people right here, business starter, of course, but look at this. You don't even make business starter if you don't make SC5. You're not even a business starter if you don't make SC5. That doesn't matter if you're a diamond or not. If you don't make SC5, you don't get any leadership ladder points or titles. And I'll tell you why this is important is Beachbody is moving towards, they will not pay any bonuses. This is how they're moving towards. They're not going to be paying bonuses for quarterly bonuses for star diamond bonuses if you don't have your weak leg volume intact. Okay? So there's going to be a lot of people hurting for bonuses, and you know what? It's not going to matter if you're an 8-star diamond if your weak leg is not growing. Okay? So that means this importance here is getting to your leadership abilities, becoming a leader. And you aren't becoming a leader if you're not growing your weak leg. People aren't following you. And I know this very, very painful lesson. Lisa made a reference that you want to build on a foundation of rock, not on sand. When we build, and if we have all retail income, or if we're not building depth, if we're creating diamonds that don't know how to duplicate, and we don't get the depth like Lisa's team has, and Sarah and then Lindsay Cheatham is building right now with the depth in between, with multiple 4 or 5 levels deep, 6 levels deep of diamonds. And if you're building and somebody just gets the diamond and they don't know how to get a coach started right, if they don't know how to plug people into a system and duplicate that system, if they're afraid of talking about the coach opportunity, here's what's going to happen. You're built on sand, because people are only going to get their first few initial retail clients between them. And then after a while, they're not building income. And that's what we're talking about here. It's sustainable income. If you're not building sustainable income, your coaches quit. They're gone. If they don't learn how to do the coach opportunity, if they don't learn how to get a coach started right, plug them into a system to duplicate, they're gone. You're building on sand. And that means instead of building on rock and a solid foundation of a team, you won't grow depth for your team. And so learning your team volume, and here's where this translates to, okay? You got to understand that this is my left leg and this is my right leg, okay? So this is, say, in my year 3. So this is going from May 2011 to 2014. My left leg grows to this kind of volume weekly from zeros. Everybody has zeros. Most people are going to be at zeros. And then your right, my right leg has, so my left leg, I signed up Tina, and and I only signed up 4 other coaches on my left leg. That's all. And then Tina exploded with about 1,200 coaches between her, Lindsay Cheatham, Lisa Burdick, everybody else, right? So my left leg grew like wildfire because Tina recruited 300, 250 coaches herself personally, who then taught people how to recruit coaches. If you're not presenting the business opportunity, if you're not teaching coaches how to recruit coaches, who then each get 5 to 10 retail clients, you're not growing this volume. So this is my left leg. But my right leg, and we're always going to have a weak leg and a strong leg. That's why they're concentrating on the weak leg here, because you won't build a sustainable business. You won't get Team Cycle bonus without building your weak leg. So my weak leg is my right leg. And I just haven't had the depth of, I've recruited, and I personally put 120 coaches on my right leg, but I'm clearly doing something wrong because I'm not getting the duplication on my right leg, just so you see here. I'm just trying to be totally forthright and honest with everybody so you can see this, because obviously my left leg has exploded with, multiple star diamonds on my left leg through Tina's organization, but my right leg hasn't. We haven't had that duplication process. Now, a lot of people would love to have this weak leg, but 4 or 5 years in, I don't have this. And this is my 3rd year. And so this is what happens here is if this volume goes away, if your coaches go away, your volume goes away, and you lose all that income because you're not duplicating and you're built on sand. And so this is a weak leg, this is a strong leg, this is what it looks like on volume reports. Yours are going to look different. And you know, because I've been here longer and I have 1,700 people in my organization now. But the whole key is this weak leg volume and getting your coaches to Success Club, this personally sponsored coaches with Success Club points, teaching your coaches to get to Success Club. This is the key right here, and this is the key right here. Lindsay Cheatham, I believe, is consistently way up in this range right here where my cursor is. I don't even know that 5,000, 15,000 volume points per month. I know Lindsay McGuire. I mean, others are going right here and getting near this organizational leader status. And it's just a matter of how many PS coaches do you have that are also making Success Club. That is the key. That's being a leader and growing your weak leg volume. Melanie Mitra, I watched her video on this too. She says, look, I only invite coaches. That's what she says. I only invite coaches. And the reason why she does that is because this is what pays you. This is what makes a sustainable income. Again, plugging people into a system, teach them how to duplicate, showing them how to do the coach opportunity, because each initial coach might have 5 to 10 family members who get retail volume, right? And we're naturally going to get that. We can naturally get that retail volume just from our 5 to 10 closest friends buying a challenge pack or buying Shakeology from us. But if you don't teach them how to produce it or become a coach and reproduce that with the next person having 5 to 10 customers themselves, if you're not reproducing that with the coach opportunity, you're building on sand. This is why I always, for years, have talked about the coach opportunity as this is way before the leadership ladder. Some people, Lisa, Lindsay, Tina, of course, are going to know that I've been a really, really big proponent of this forever, because I knew that the name of the game is duplication and sharing a system. Otherwise, and Beachbody is moving away from recognizing just rank, because there's a lot of 10-star diamonds and 15-star diamonds who are making $1,000, $2,000, or a 5-star diamond making $1,000 a month because they're built flat and they're just getting people who aren't duplicating, and they're giving away $5,000 a month or a quarter, $10,000 a quarter to people who don't really deserve it because they're not building a sustainable business. This is the sustainable business, as Lisa references right here, this weak leg volume. If you don't have weak leg volume, if you don't have a strong leg and then building your weak leg, honestly, you don't have a team. It'll go away tomorrow, okay? So this is really, really important. And I can't thank Lisa enough for sharing this today. Does that make a little bit more sense when you see the right and left volume too, to see that growth? And when you look at your own volume charts and know what your right volume is, what your left volume is, what your weak leg is, and what your strong leg is? Does that help? Holly, Lindsay, I see a couple people nodding their head. Lisa. All right. Any questions here? Tina, any comments? Tina might have disappeared to go to the restroom or something. Sorry. Anybody have any questions? Wow. Did I just blow everybody away?
Yeah, we were so good, Joe.
Wow. Okay, sorry about that. Well, all right, Lisa, anything else?
No. I enjoyed going over all that. Melanie, like I said, she has a great presentation. I tried to, incorporate it in my slides, but it really is cool. I just love it, the leadership ladder.
Yeah, it's definitely the key to our business, and this is such an important topic. We want to see people be around here for umpteen years, and the only way that people will stay around is if they learn this.
Yeah, it pretty much is it pretty much focuses on what that 45-second presentation, you know, when they talk about building that foundation, it really carries over into that book.
A flat organization is built mainly on retail income challengers. A deep organization is built on coaches duplicating coaches. This is how why Bob Lucido, who is a 9-star diamond, makes $20,000 a week and went from in 7 years, went from 0 coaches in a dead spot to 40,000 coaches in his organization. And he anymore doesn't even make Success Club every month. Just so you know, I mean, he probably recruits 10 coaches, 20 coaches a year now. And it's because he teaches them duplication and plugs them into a system and understands how to build his weak leg volume. And then when you open a second business center, you know, you become 2-star, you put yourself under that second business center, you build that under that weak leg again, you build it again, and you duplicate it, and you increase that weak leg volume. Weak leg volume is what pays you. Duplication is what pays you. This is what Lindsay Matway, you know, just so you know, I mean, some of these people, you know, Melon Mitro, of course, is a great example. She's pulling in, you know, 40 Success Club points a month off of YouTube channels and people just buying. But, you know, her and Lindsay Matway went from 0 to, 75,000 coaches in Lindsay's downline in 6 years. Through duplication and $50,000 a week because of growing her weak leg. So, and again, Beachbody is stressing this. It's new to people, but Beachbody is stressing this. So, and I get to see a lot of the conversations that go on in the wall and everything for people. So they talk about this so much. All right. Now, thank you. Very, very good, Lisa. Will you put those between Lisa and Lindsay yesterday? Great presentations. Will you both put those slides up in the group so everybody has access to those slides? That's awesome. Thank you very much. Okay, I'm going. Oh wait, there's a question. Question from Andrea. Oh wait, let's see what Lisa wrote. You want to get to diamond so you benefit from the larger team cycle bonuses. As long as you're doing the benchmarks, you'll reach along the way. Yeah, good point, Lisa. If you are focusing on like Lisa said, 3 to 5 coaches a month, if you want to build a sustainable income and a full-time income, Chris Reed says 3 to 5 years, 3 to 5 coaches per month, 3 to 5 friends per day. Those are benchmarks. Just remember 3 to 5. And the coaches and showing them how to do the same thing. You know, that's got to be the key to the business. So when you do that, just those very basics, 3 to 5 coaches a month for 3 to 5 years. This is how I built my business. I just started off coaches every month, you know, for the first 3 years, recruiting 120 coaches. Tina recruited for the first 3 years, 200 coaches. That's how we built a business that got us each to 6 figures in our 3rd year. And the reason why others, you know, haven't gotten there is because they haven't concentrated on their weak leg and building coaches. That's the only difference between us. There's a lot of people that have sold more challenge packs than us. You know, there's a lot of people who have recruited more challengers, but they haven't been rewarded as much just because of what we talked about here today. And if you just do that every month, you will automatically get your promotions because you're teaching your coaches to do the same thing. And when you teach your coaches to duplicate, rank is going to come automatically. Right, Lisa? I think that's the point you made, right?
Yes, as long as you're being consistent, it just comes automatically. As long as you're
Yeah.
following that ladder. You just have benchmarks now to know more of what to do. Let me see what Andrea.
Yep, and we need to celebrate those coaches. This is huge. This is huge. We need to celebrate those coaches that are moving up the leadership ladder, making team leader, making organizational leader, making executive leader. Those are huge things, and we need to celebrate that even as those are our team builders. Okay.
I see a couple of questions again.
Yeah.
Joe.
Question, just to clarify, are the bonuses that related to the leadership ladder paid quarterly? Who asked that, Andrea? Yes. Right now, all they're doing is they're saying star diamond. So 2-star diamond is, say, $900 a quarter. You got to hold 2-star for 6 weeks during the quarter. 5-star diamond, I think, is $3,000, but you also get the 2-star diamond bonus when you're a 5-star diamond, so it's basically $4,000 per quarter. 10-star diamond is about $9,000 or $10,000. So you get 10,000 plus 4,000 plus 1,000. And 15-star diamond is like 35,000 or 30,000. So you get 30,000 plus 10,000 plus 5,000 plus, and it turned out to be 45,000 per quarter. And what they're going to do is, so that's if you're 5, 10, 15-star diamond. What they're going to do is, I think they're going to say, if you're not at 10-star and this rank on the leadership ladder on this much volume, you're not going to get that. I believe that's what they're moving to. Okay. That's why it's so important, because and the reason why is this: there are so many people reaching 5 and 10-star, but they're empty. They're empty. They're just getting that, and they're not producing volume. And they're taking things just by having, or building somebody else's team, because they're getting, they can somehow recruit 80 discount coaches, and they're building somebody else's team, and those teams aren't reproducing and duplicating true sustainable, so people will crash. So to clarify something else, is Beachbody movement to only rewarding people with a quarterly bonus, or also with team cycle bonuses? Oh no, their team cycle bonus is always going to be there. And that's a great question, because that is, again, that's a great question. I want to go back to this then. Did everybody get a question? Is Beachbody moving towards only quarterly bonus? No. What would you rather have? A quarterly bonus or of $1,000 per quarter or $5,000 per quarter? Or would you rather have your weekly team cycle bonus paying you $1,000 a week, $2,000 a week, $3,000 a week? People get paid in this organization, in Beachbody, people are getting paid sometimes $5,000 a week, $10,000 a week, $40,000 a week in team cycle bonus, just because their week leg volume is that high. I mean, even Lindsay and Tina and others that make over $1,000 or $2,000 a week on our team, it's because, and they're getting that, so they're getting a quarterly bonus every week. So instead of once every 3 months, they get it every week. It's because they built their weak leg, and that's how you get the leverage of not working any harder. They still may only make SC 5 or 10 every month, but they're making $1,000 or $2,000 a week. Okay, that's the key. Let's see, what other question? Let's see. Another thing, well, training on how to get people started right, be part of this gold digger training. Definitely want to get coaches who want to work the biz on a rock solid foundation, but feeling like this is still a huge growth area for me. Which Andrea is this, by the way? I'm sorry, I'm looking at the thing and I don't know which Andrea is this. Andrea, I'm going to unmute you because you're on your telephone. Who is this?
Andrea Anderson.
Awesome, Andrea. I just wanted to acknowledge you and get your question. So thank you so much. Yeah, I mean, thank you. That's a great question. I made this point yesterday. When we have a new coach, the most important time is their first 48 hours. All right. The first 48 hours is the coach's most important time. Here's why. That's when your success is highest. And this is why we create a system. This is why we created the new coach questionnaire, because we got to give something, any new coach, and you'll see this in the 45-second presentation, any new coach can plug in a new coach without learning about challenge groups, without learning what to do, without learning anything other than how to set up their website and ask their VIP persons in their world, the people who bail them out of jail, the people who will be in their wedding to join them. And that's what the VIP strategy does. Getting people to Emerald, having a spouse sign up right away, creating a success story right away, duplicating, giving them that quick success. 80% of a new coach's success is in the first 30 days, right? And the first 48 hours, getting on the phone, getting started right thing done is the most important thing. That's why we have a very simple duplicatable system. So getting started right call is going to be part of this, because, and we give people steps. If they're not willing to complete step 1, 2, 3, they're frozen. There's something wrong. They're not willing to go do that. If they're not willing to do step 1, 2, 3, 4, and if you're not giving them a consistent thing to do that's duplicating through your process, you're confusing people and you're not telling them the same thing every time, and they're not learning a system to duplicate to others. This is why Greg Plaskett gave me this new coach questionnaire. He's like, give them this, just do this, let them do it, follow up after they complete these steps. Because those are very simple things to do. Set up your website, get a list of 10 people, whatever, those kind of things. If they're not willing to do that, they're not going to be coachable. And we do have people who want to go create their own systems as soon as they jump on board. They don't know what they're doing yet. They haven't created, they haven't recruited 50 or 100 people themselves. So they don't have a team. They don't have something they've created themselves. They don't have a system, and they can't show a new person success. They can't point to, yes, this works. Look at this. I'm making money. This works. So trust me. I'll be honest, when I joined Team Swarm, there were 700 coaches. The first thing I did was sought out Tommy Migrant. You want to know why I sought out Tommy Migrant? There was one person on a team of 700 who was making $100,000 or more a year. And I just said, I'm going to that guy. And you want to know what Tommy Migrant said to me and Tina? He looked at us at his camp, or at his house at a cookout when I went and forced Tina. I took Tina to go, and he says, you're the only person that has told me that they want to make $100,000. Are you serious about making $100,000? I'm like, why else would I be doing this business? I have to, meaning I have to get there because I already have a job that, produces more than that. He said, okay, then you just do what I do. And that's what he said. And from that day forward, Tina didn't even look at me. She looked at Tommy, and she did everything Tommy did, and she parroted Tommy and just said, this is what Tommy says to do. He's a successful one. I'm doing what he does, right? So that area, the duplication area, it's not what works for you in network marketing, it's what duplicates. It's a system that duplicates. Personalities do not duplicate. And social media presentations for everyone, all this stuff through your story, all that stuff isn't duplicatable. But what is the duplicatable part is plugging people into a system and showing them something very easy to do. That's why Eric Worre swears by it. If you read his GoPro book, it tells you exactly what to do to create a duplicatable system. Danny Johnson did the same thing, says, no, I'm not, you're not the process. You're not the process. You plug them into me as a system. Let's see, 80% of diamonds were challengers first. It's easy to build that belief in a product once they have some sort of transformation, but you can't offer the opportunity first too. It all depends on the needs of the person. Melanie is such a huge organization, she doesn't need recruiters to make challengers. Yeah, she has challengers coming to her. So her process is a little bit different because she has so many challengers coming to her through her funnel system, her YouTube ads, her Facebook ads. So she concentrates on recruiting coaches because people are already signing up to join her challenge. So she knows what to look for in a coach. So she probably doesn't even invite challengers. They're already signing up. But none of us are Melanie Mitro. So we either have to create that system that she has created by probably investing $10,000 or $20,000 a month into Facebook ads and YouTube advertising, by the way. I mean, that's what she does, but she got there by creating a system at first that she followed from Lindsay that way, I'm sure. And then it just got so good at it, she started plowing more money into her business, reinvesting in business. And once you start reinvesting in your business and ads and can afford that, you're printing money. But you got to create that success first. TCB is Team Psycho bonus. All right, awesome. Anybody else have questions? Great question, Andrea. That's coming up. I forget what day we're going to be talking about Team Psycho or getting started right process.
I just put it on. It's day 18 with Julene.
18, we might have to move that up.
Yeah, might be a good idea.
It is so important to get a new coach started right, man. And by the way, if they're not doing something, I mean, that's them saying, I don't know what to do. And if they're not moving, they're saying, I can't do it. And you reach out to a couple times and she'll give them one little thing to do, one little thing to do, one little thing to do. And if they don't do that, they're just too frozen. They don't want to do it. They're afraid to take action.
I know, Joe, that was my downfall when I first started. I never felt comfortable recruiting because I remember you asked one time, what are we struggling with? And that was what I was struggling with. And Julene will be talking about that. So.
Yeah. Yeah. Thanks, Lisa. That's that's been kind of a disconnect on our team with people getting comfortable with offering the coach opportunity. And if you go to my teamaspire.com/training, there's a ton of examples of how to recruit for coaching. And basically we just show the business opportunity. I mean, it's as easy as, hey, the other day at work, you were talking about how, the bills are piling up. You're not making enough money. I don't know if this would be right for you, but would you be interested in diversifying your income? What do you mean? What do you got? Well, I started doing this and I started making extra $500 a month doing this. If I showed you a video, would you take a look? Yeah, I'll take a look. Great. Let me give you this video. Boom. Show our webinar, our opportunity page, teamaspire.com opportunity. Let them read all about it. Watch the webinar. Follow up. What did you like about what you saw? On a scale of 1 to 10, where do you see yourself? Boom, 6-step close. That's it. That's it. There's nothing complicated. You don't explain Team Psycho bonus. You don't explain recruit up under me. You don't explain recruit other coaches. You don't explain any of this. I just gave you the entire way to present the business opportunity in 45 seconds. And that's how you do it. Ask a leading question. See if they have an interest in somehow diversifying their income and making more money and helping others or whatever. Ask that question. They say, yes, I would be interested in taking a look. Share the business opportunity page and webinar. Ask the 6 follow-up questions. Boom. That's our entire business model of recruiting for the coach opportunity. People are, want to make additional money and they're not. It's, I mean, and by the way, Eric Worre and Danny Johnson, we spent thousands of dollars on seminars and all of them say the same thing. Mike Penko, you've gone to multiple Eric Worre conferences and thousands of people across the industry in all phases of all business of network marketing. What do they say in those things?
Oh my gosh. I mean, some of these conferences put on by Eric Worre have just totally changed my life and my business. I mean, I even recommend them to people that aren't in network marketing because they're so life-changing. But just the ability to learn from successful people that, Eric mostly only has people that are 7-figure earners now. So you're learning from the best of the best and the top of the top. And, it's just all about action, and your activity creates success. So I can't wait for the next one.
Yeah, I mean, and that's what they say, right? Is just that's as simply as you don't explain the business, you don't try to get into recruiting somebody, use those words, sign up under me. You don't do any of that stuff. You simply ask a question. Would you be interested in diversifying your income or making additional income? Something like that. I saw you were complaining about your job, you were complaining about bills. Would you have any interest in diversifying your income or increasing your income? Yes, I would. Why do you ask? Well, I've been doing something that allows me to make an extra $500 to $1,000 a month. Would you be interested in learning more? Yes, I would. Great. Why don't you go to my team page that I joined, see if this is something for you. teamaspire.com/opportunity. They see everything outlined for them in a professional manner that answers all those questions. You get a time for follow-up. Boom, it goes there. teamaspire.com. And then you do the 6-step close, which is in the Eric Worre Go Pro book, what we give to every new coach right at the beginning. 6-step close is all you do. You don't explain anything else, and they either want in or they don't. It's, to me, the business opportunity is so much easier than the challenge. You're not offending them with, do you want to lose weight? That's not what's coming across. And they either want to do something or they don't. teamaspire.com/training, Lindsay McGuire. You're asking about, do I have a page about that coach opportunity script I just used? I have an entire page. I think it's day 3 or day 4. Again, the first thing that every new coach should be seeing in our new coach questionnaire, if people are plugging them into the new coach questionnaire and ask them to do that, is next step, go to day 1 through 7 of the Team Aspire training. It'll outline everything to do. Day 1, day 2, day 3, day 4, day 5, day 6, day 7. I spent weeks creating our website for everybody, and it is the easiest day 7 system there is, or 7-day system there is, to teach the entire business to. And there's a whole day dedicated, or scripts, downloads, everything dedicated to the business opportunity. Day 4, I think it is. Jessica, it's in the new coach training pin document. Our password is in the new coach questionnaire pin document. Aspire for Freedom, ASPIRE for Freedom, with capital A, capital F, capital F. We got to 1,700 coaches by presenting the coach opportunity and helping people duplicate. Tina and I have produced 31 diamond coaches. The reason there is a breakdown with non-duplication on teams is because they're not giving people a system, and they're not teaching a system for how to present the coach opportunity. They're not looking at the leadership ladder. So this is why this is our business, gang. This is our sustainable business. You're all here as 20 people who are, willing to go through this out of 1,700. This determines whether or not you 20 will be here 1 year from now. Right, Lisa?
Yep.
This
I'm
is
still
it.
here. I'm still here after 3 years.
Lindsay Cheatham, are you still on the phone?
Yeah.
Yes.
Would you like to speak to this a little bit? Because honestly, you're the one coach I think that early on came to me and started wanting to strategize how to build your team. What impact has that made for you?
Building a team?
Yeah, building your weak leg and team volume and understanding that, right?
Yeah, I mean,
The leadership ladder, before they called it the leadership ladder.
yeah, I mean, building a team is where it's at. I feel like you guys stressed that from the beginning. If you want to earn money in this business, that's what you need to do is perfect that skill of recruiting coaches. So that's when I dug into Go Pro by Eric Worre. I did a lot of Danny Johnson, her First Steps to Wealth, but she also has a good audio on CD. I think it's called scripting, or what? Do you know what I'm talking about, Joe?
Yeah. She does have a scripting audio. Yeah.
So that helped me too. And getting on the phone was huge. That was something that I was like terrified to do, but like helped me with that. She would get on the phone with me and my prospects and modeled for me basically she would form, and then she would go to the 6-step close. So
Yep.
Super simple. You just have to practice it, and you just have to build up that confidence and run with it and lead that call, because I find that getting on the phone makes it 10 times easier than doing messages.
Yep. Doing a 3-way call with somebody who's done it before and modeling it and showing it so that they can edify you. And Tina, I did this a lot. Tina's great at it with her coaches. She had a lot of coaches come to her to do that 3-way call, like Lindsay said. You know, I think we've closed 50 to 75% of the people that we've been on the phone with their coaches. And when we're all like the 45-second presentation, the reason why we teach that right away is everybody who, you know, if you recruit challengers, of course, that's awesome. We want challengers. I don't want to underestimate that. Okay, gang. But with a show of hands, how many people have experienced that challengers generally stay around for 1 to 3 months? Is that correct? And then they disappear? That's because they're not in it to build a business. If you're constantly just replacing people who leave, are you going to make incremental income and give your time for your volume to go like this and increase? No, that leadership ladder is about how do you get a coach to duplicate and also get customers, so that over time you're duplicating coaches so your volume goes like this. If you're only getting challengers and not comfortable with the business, it's not a sustainable business. You're going to wear yourself out. So business builders, team builders, those are your teammates that you work with, because you're building a business together. You're helping each other make sustainable income. All right. Well, anything else to add by anyone? Time for Team Z. Where's my, here's my Team Z account. There we go. See that? I'm doing Team Z. It's great. Tina and I are doing it. We love it. And it's really helpful for keeping things in line. Let me know, Lisa, great job. So helpful to point this stuff out. One of the most important trainings in my mind. All right, great, everyone. We'll talk to you later, okay?